What is up, Mav fans and hoop heads? Wish everyone good vibes out there. Yo, I'm AG, your host. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown. Appreciate you all for listening, and unfortunately, y'all join me on another tough. Best word I could think of to describe this, especially right after this is literally minutes right after this game. Heartbreaking loss to the Bucks, 106-105. Sum this up: free throws. If the Mavs make their free throws, we win this game, and it would have been. It's a big game too. It's a very. I guess overall you could see a positive side in this. To be honest, if you want to look at a very macro scope, view of this. The Mavs, big picture wise, this is a contending team we're going against. This is a team that's, some people will pick to win the finals this year. And we should have won this game. And so that's the positive, that we should have won. The negative is that we didn't. We just couldn't make free throws, but it came out to the last second, and it's a very heartbreaking loss. Especially the fourth quarter free throws were terrible. Tim missed 3, and Dodo missed 2 at the end. They all added up, and this team's got to figure that type of shit out. Because this should have been an easy dub, or not an easy dub. This should have been a put away dub at the end, and we fucked around and gave them a chance, and they end up with the dub. I'm just going to go ahead and go through this because I don't want to make this long, to be honest. This is just, it's very heartbreaking, especially right after this game happened. I thought at least, I don't know. I'll give you my thoughts at the end of this one. Let's just go ahead and go into this. So both teams basically fully healthy tonight, man, and we still got Tim starting. Of course, the Mavs are on the hot streak. Tim and Luka, had at least, 4 or 5 threes in 5 straight games, like some crazy stat like that. Never been done before. We're on a hot streak. So we were wondering if this is gonna continue. And tonight wasn't really the result we were looking for. Even though we almost came out with a victory, it was not. Tim Hardaway had a struggling game. Didn't shoot as much. Wasn't as efficient. We'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, first quarter starts. It's very competitive. The whole game really was. It was good to see. As I said, in the positive, if we were looking to throw something in, have a negative box and a positive box. On the positive box, we definitely can throw in there. This is a very competitive game because the Mavs were in this the whole game. If not up, then right in there and weren't getting blown out or anything. It gets a fully healthy, Bucks squad. So it's pretty good to see the Mavs coming out and doing stuff like that, being very aggressive offensively in the first 2. Already starting off doing a great job walling up Giannis, which was a theme throughout the game up to one point. I'll tell you about that in a minute, leading up. But good job walling up. Every time you go in there would be at least 2 or 3 guys. It's like that old Raptors defense on Giannis and shit. So we really put it down on him. Luka got hot in the first quarter. He had 16 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. It was looking like he was gonna have a really good night. The way he was shooting the ball. Only thing I had to say about the first quarter, at least in the first quarter, was we needed to gain rebound better, just to at least box out better. Especially against this Bucks squad. I got all these lengthy guys and stuff. It's we have to make sure we box out our guys, and I feel that's kind of big for them, especially when they rely on their length and stuff. It's all right, then we got to make sure, since we don't have a big rebound out there, we have to make sure we try our best to block out guys. So something, but the Mavs were up 33-32 at the end of the first, so that's good. It's good news, a good sign moving forward. But in the second, the Mavs continued doing a great job, walling up on Giannis. That still continued through the second. Maxey was especially doing well on that, getting a couple blocks or at least the deflections or something. Just getting his hands up, all up in there, in the way, helping, create that wall. Maxey was really doing a great job. Josh Green had a reverse dunk in the second quarter. That was crazy, man. He had it looked like he was gonna be like his normal. He drove baseline and he was gonna reverse it, but he ends up like floating longer than you expect because he's just such a great, amazing athlete, and he just continues to float up and he reverse dunks it. It looks like his normal reverse layup. He turns around and fucking dunks it one hand, reverse dunk on Lopez. It was really dope. Good stuff there. End of the quarter, I note that Max is still playing great defense, getting a couple. I think he had a block or two, maybe at least a block or something like that. End of the quarter and stuff. So Maxey was doing great stuff for the Mavs tonight. At least defensively. We'll talk offensively. I think he started getting off in the third quarter, but halftime. The Bucks were up 52-48. They had kind of started putting their foot down. Other players started stepping up. Holiday, Middleton, and Portis Jr. all double figures. So other guys, that's kind of their talent wise. Like, all right, if they're gonna kind of shut down Giannis, which we kind of did. He only had 5 points at halftime. He was 2 of 10 from the field. Giannis was. So we were doing a really good job, like kind of containing him, shutting him down, so to speak. As much as you can shut down a Giannis. We kind of did that in the first half, walling him up, keeping him out, and they had enough other guys starting to step up, hit some shots, kind of able to take the lead as the Mavs, we were hitting shots, but then it wasn't enough. There wasn't another guy just kind of catching fire, so to speak, with Luka, because at halftime, Luka had 19, 4 and 4. Spencer only had 8. He had 8, 4 and 4 though, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Seawood had 7 and 7 rebounds to go with that, and assist. 3 of 7 from the field as well, 1 of 3 from 3. And Tim, as I was speaking, he's on this hot streak. He only had 3 points at halftime, 3 and 2 rebounds. He was 1 of 4 from 3. Just not enough offense from everywhere else. Given just enough to keep us in the game, but nobody giving us that extra second co-star kind of spark to help give us the lead or keep the lead at that time. And just a side note, if y'all watch the ESPN, I switched over to ESPN because usually I like the halftime because they catch up with other highlights and stuff like that. Once I hear the Mavs kind of talk about their stuff, whenever I can hear that. And what the fuck is Malika Andrews not watch basketball at all? Like, she's so terrible. Like, that's why her show sucks. Like, she literally said at the end of her halftime she was like, Giannis, and they were showing a highlight of Giannis dunking, of course, even though he had fucking 5 points. That was his only field goal one of his only 2 field goals of the quarter. And she was like, and Giannis has been dominant. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, he's only at 5. This is as much containing, shutting down Giannis as you can. Like, I don't understand. This bitch doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Anyway, that was just my kind of what grinds your gears moment right there. I was like, wow, okay, switch back over to the Mavs broadcast because that shit was terrible. Switch over real quick and yeah, crazy. Anyway, third quarter happens. The Mavs start off with a quick 8-0 run though. Go up 56-52. It was really good. It was really dope to see because after that, Maxey had some big. Had a big third because he had a couple threes. Even had a tip in off of a free throw. He got the offensive rebound, got the putback. He was doing really great. And the Mavs were off to a great start in this third quarter. Luka had a fucking amazing. Please go back and find this highlight. Luka dunked on Drew Holiday on a fast break. I kid you not. It was a fast break situation, which is crazy enough because the Mavs are last in pace. So Luka has at the head of the pace, which is one of the slowest guys we got, and he's lead on this fast break. He's just him and Drew Holiday, and he rises up, and you're thinking, oh, maybe he's gonna go and try and go around, maybe try and get some contact, go for an and one or something. Nah, this dude went straight. I'm going for the yam, and he fucking one-handed stuffed that shit on Holiday. Holiday tried to go up thinking he was gonna go for a layup and chose wrong because bad business decision because Luka just dunked all up in his fucking grill. It was really dope. That gave us great. We had such great momentum, especially there was a point in the game I marked. I think it was right after the Luka had a dunk, and I forgot the next basket we had right after that. But then right after that next basket, the Bucks took a timeout, and it was 78-66, and the Mavs had just like great momentum at that point. The crowd was into it. You could just tell the players, everybody was just hyped around, and it was just now looking back, it's sad to see that they kind of like let this thing slip up like this. We had such great momentum going. But anyway, back to this third. Other guys were stepping up, hitting shots, and there was still a continuation of this great, wallop defense on Giannis. So we kept, that going through 3 quarters. Then the fourth quarter happens. Oh, the end of the end of the third quarter, 84-73, Mavs were up. Luka had 28, 4 and 11, just doing work. Then the fourth quarter happens. That's usually when he sits. And at the very beginning of the quarter, man, there was some great stuff. The Mavs offense was looking good. Spencer had a driving lane dunk, two-handed flush on Giannis, in between Giannis and Pat Connaughton. Crazy, man. Go back and look at that if you can't. Go see the highlight. That's another one to look at. It's because he drove the lane hard, and he just went up, and he straight flushed it on Giannis and Connaughton. He had a really good game. I don't know what his end stats. He only had 15. 13 shots. We need to see more. I wish I seen more from him because he was being aggressive whenever he did take the shots. He was being very aggressive, but I wish he would just take some more. I think that it has to help this thing. We have to have another guy take more shots. And especially with how efficient Spencer's been, like I want to see him take some more shots. We need that. But anyway, that was a great dunk. And then Seawood was doing some work at the beginning of the quarter, beginning of the fourth, in the offense, getting a couple buckets, especially with George Hill guarding him. Somehow, I don't know if that was their game plan, or he kept getting switched up on George Hill, and we found him in the post, and he go and get a bucket. And there was another play he made. He made a great pass and swing, got an assist to, I think it was Maxey for a 3. So Seawood was doing a great job at the beginning of the fourth. And then out of nowhere, of course, the MVP, former MVP, Finals MVP, Giannis started getting his footing. It seemed like he got like 101s in a minute. He just kept attacking, of course, being aggressive all night, but it's got a couple, gracious continuation calls by the refs, and got hit some and-ones. But they end up catching back up before Luka comes back in the game and tying it up. But then a little bit later on, Giannis gets 5 fouls with 5 minutes left. So you're thinking, oh, maybe good things are happening. And then it does happen with 3 minutes left. Giannis fouls out while Tim's shooting a 3. He fouls Tim while shooting a 3. Doesn't give him enough landing space with his big feet. So Tim lands on that, and that's a foul moving forward. And I feel a sneeze coming on. So if I sneeze, excuse me. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, I felt that one coming. So anyway, back to the game. But yeah, so Giannis fouls out, fouls out. How do I say this? He fouls out, fouling Timmy, shooting a 3 with about 3 minutes left. And it was at 102, 101. The Bucks were up at the time, so he fouled him. And we were thinking, oh man, this is such great momentum. We just fouled out Giannis. There's 3 minutes left. We're only down 1. Tim's about to get 3 free throws. Oh man, Mavs are doing great. We're finally getting that momentum back that we were kind of feeling that whole first 3 quarters. Everything's kind of working out. And then Tim misses all 3 free throws. Not 1, not 2, all 3. And it was just kind of it let the kind of air out the gym, because literally they score on the next basket or something like that. And you just tell the energy kind of left the building on that one. For Tim, he's career 80-something% free throw shooter. Missed all 3. What the hell, man? That was crazy. A little bit later on, Spencer comes out, try to get everybody back into it. Spencer gets another dunk on and this is a straight poster on Lopez, their center, Brook Lopez, man, he dropped baseline, one-handed right over onto the side on Brook Lopez, just yammed it. Another one, just fucking amazing. Please go back and look at that one if you can. But a little bit later on, fast forwarding, it's 104, 103. The Bucks are up, right? And the Mavs have the ball, and Luka gets a switch. They're going through the screens. Luka gets a switch on Lopez and drives, of course, attacks and drives right at him like he should, and lays it up with 29 seconds left. So puts the Mavs up 105 to 104. And as I said, 29 seconds left. The next play, Mavs play great defense, and ends up being a miss by Chris Middleton, I think it was, and completely misses it. And Mavs get the rebound, and we get fouled, or no, my bad. We get the rebound, and we call a timeout, and we get the ball advanced, and the inbound pass, man, we almost fumble it. Guys inbounding it right then, almost fumble it, but luckily Dodo grabs it, and he's trying to throw it back in and bounce it off another player, but luckily, right before that, he gets bumped, so they call a foul for that. And of course, they're gonna get mad at that, but hey, he got bumped. It is what it is. It got the foul got called, so Dodo gets fouled, gets sent to the line for free throws. So we're thinking, 105, 104, we're up. He's about to get 2 free throws, with 10 seconds left. And you're thinking, all right, this should put us up 3. We should be good. And Dodo misses both free throws. Oh, man. Just talk about let out the gym when Tim misses 3 free throws. Like, this one definitely made it. Everybody just had to, groan simultaneously. Everybody was like, oh, my gosh. Like, we were literally just trying to give them the game. Like, we were just like, all right, we want to have this win, but honestly, y'all can have it if y'all really want it. And that was what it seemed like. And so the Bucks had the ball with 9 seconds left. They call timeout. And at half court, they throw on the inbounds pass. They get a wide open play. They drop, credit to them. They drop wide open play, and guys get, very confused on, mixed communication. Nobody tells who's got who. And Brook Lopez gets a wide open alley-oop from the inbounds passer. And so puts them 106, 105. And then Mavs continue to no time. We have 1 timeout left. Lucas just starts bringing the ball up the court. So I'm thinking, all right, we're just going to go no timeout. All right, let's do this thing. And then he brings it up the court. Once he gets half court, I think they start to try and trap him or something, and then he ends up getting the ball deflected or loses it or something like that. But he basically loses the ball and regathers it. But as soon as he regathers it, they're for sure coming to trap him because he just regathered the ball, and he calls quickly, smartly calls timeout. But it was just like, damn, we just wasted 4 or 5 seconds right there just bringing the ball up and all that action just happening when we could have just called timeout and had plenty of time. Set something up otherwise. So that's just another thing that just kind of tackle on. We're just giving them the way, giving the game away just by dumb mental, mistakes. And so there's two seconds left, and at that point, which again, when he was coming up, there's. Well, I'll get to everything else later. Because there was plenty of moments in this game, but I was about to mention that and that. But anyway, so there's 2.4 seconds left. Mavs have the ball. We inbound it, get it to Luka at the top of the key. Doesn't get it exactly where he wants to get it. I know he probably wanted it at the top of the key, right at the at the 3-point line, but he ends up getting it at a little bit in from logo. From the logo line, so it's around, I don't know what that is, 30, 35 feet, somewhere in there. Takes a quick little step back with Drew Holiday all on him, and just off the mark, way to the right. Just misses the whole rim, hits backboard, and time runs out, and the Mavs lose, 106, 105. This was seriously just a heartbreaker, man. There were some points, there were some parts here at the end of the fourth quarter where other guys just definitely weren't ready to step up. It looked like tight buttholes for sure. Just gonna say that. Like guys, just weren't ready, want to step up. You gotta come get the ball especially when you see them start to get double teamed or trapped or in a bad position. You gotta come and help. You gotta come to him and help. And guys just just too much standing around, which I've already said multiple times. I don't like that. We need to add more motion, more setting screens, exactly like the Celtics were doing, are doing in their stuff. That's how the Mavs need to be, and that's kind of how we were when we set the record for the efficient offense. You guys were, it wasn't just heliocentric. It was guys were moving around and shit like that. So of course hitting threes, but there was movement there. It wasn't just standing around. Guys were moving around. So you just gotta do stuff like that. Mix it up. So I don't want to put this. I don't know who really put this on. I want another person to come help Luka, but because these guys, it's hit or miss. We don't have that number 2 guy to come and step up for sure. But I wish Spencer would have taken more shots. He was actually a +1 tonight in his minutes. Going through the stats, Luka had 33 tonight. Reached the 30-point plateau again. That was pretty cool to see. I mean, we lost, so not that cool. But 33 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, double-double, two steals, only 1 turnover. Did good. Luka was 4 of 10 from the free throw line tonight. That's what I'm talking about, free throws. It wasn't just Tim and Dodo at the end. Like throughout the game, there was some other miss. Dwight Powell was 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Spencer Dinwiddie only missed 1, but he was 3 of 4. Luka Doncic though 4 of 10 from the free throw line. Like we kind of killed us. This was a win we should have had, but we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We were 10 of 24 from the free throw line, so 41%. That's crazy. That's terrible. That's just terrible. Spencer, 5 of 13, 2 of 6 from the 3. Had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a block. Good stuff. Again, I just want to see more shots. I want to see him get up at least 15. He's got to get at least 15 shots a game. Going through the starters, Dodo only had 5 points, 2 of 6, 1 of 5 from 3, 8 rebounds though. 3 steals and 2 blocks. So of course he was doing good defensively, helping out with Giannis and stuff, and Chris Middleton, all those guys. Tim Hardaway did not bring it tonight. He was still ended up a +2, but only had 8 points. He was 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Honestly, he didn't shoot as many threes as I thought he would. Didn't even get double-digit threes. Who knows? If 3 more 3 attempts for him, he could make all 3 and go 5 of 10 again from. That's how Tim is. So it didn't get enough up from to me from him, the attempts. But those 3 free throws at the end were terrible. Same with Dodo, just terrible. Moving on, Dwight Powell, he did all right in his role. Good switching, moving around and whatnot. Cleveland did good, especially that third quarter. He had a couple big threes and he had that tip in. I think that's where all his 8 points came from. But also had great defense all night. 2 rebounds and assists to go along with 2 blocks. But that was a good, vintage good Cleveland defense this whole game. Seawood did good. He only had 23 minutes tonight. 14 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Pretty crazy. He ends up a +2, but only gets 23 minutes. So I don't know, again, why he's not getting a lot of minutes. It's really crazy. Reggie came in. He had 19 minutes tonight. He had 5 points. He had a 3. Finally hit a 3 tonight. And he had a layup. He had 5 rebounds, 2 with assist. Josh Green tonight in his 26 minutes, he had 8 points, 2 rebounds and assists. Did all right. Defensively, I think still got to grow a little bit more, but solid, at least offensively. And that reverse dunk was nasty, but he was a -12. He was like the worst -12, plus-minus tonight. So obviously, overall, he didn't impact the way he want to, or you want to see him impact it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the stats wise. Because then on the other end, we limit Giannis. He had 5 points at half, and then he ends up scoring 23 in the second half. I know a lot of that. I don't know how many in the fourth, but he had so many and ones in that fourth quarter. It was fucking ridiculous. But yeah, he gets his off. He still has a Chris Middleton give him 19, a Jrue Holiday give him 12, and they got a consistent Portis Jr. give him 10, and then they have at least one guy give them double digits, and Grayson Allen got 12, and that's how they get their wins, guys. And they just got more talent. They got more talent, and they lucked up tonight. Mavs gave this loss to us. to ourselves. But gave this win away. We should have had this win. Kind of gave it away. Sucks, but kind of it is what it is. Kind of had to move on. Honestly, it's okay because Mavs play again tomorrow night, I believe. I'm looking at the schedule right now, and I'm pretty sure it is. I just don't want to miss. They're probably hopping on the plane right now as we speak and head over to Chicago because we play at Chicago at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So I'll get ready for that one. Or if you're listening to this on Saturday, then it's tonight at 7 o'clock. Should be a good one. Hopefully we can watch this, bad taste out, this bad L out, and just, show that it wasn't who we are. It was more so a fluke and this kind of recent streak we've been on. Because it would have been nice to come in here and say this is our, fourth win in a row, yada yada. But it is what it is. But Mavs still had to continue this good defensive streak we kind of been on and just kind of keep trying to pick it up offensively wherever we can. You have guys step up, but I think we can come out and get another win or get a win in Chicago. That'd be a nice win because Chicago is, as much as they're not all that like contending team, they're still at least a playoff team. So definitely got to go handle business and play them and beat them before we actually come home for a 3-game homestand, which I will be at 2 of the games. It'll be dope. I'll let y'all know. Coming up, OKC and Cleveland, I'll be there. I'll see those. But yeah, that's it. Chicago tomorrow night or tonight, whenever you're listening. That's pretty much it. That's all I got, man. Guys, this is mental mistakes, guys. You got to finish these games. To the front office, you got to get more talent, and you can tell how frustrated Luka is with don't have guys stepping up because you just don't have. You don't have the roster right, So hopefully make some moves coming up December 15th. Can't come soon enough. I know a lot of guys get traded then. And I'm definitely going to have another pod soon. Break it down this first quarter of the season. Maybe go through some trades and whatnot. Talk about, some stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I got for now. If you want to follow on Twitter, it's at Mavs_rundown. This Mavs Rundown is free on YouTube. It's also on Spotify. I'm AG. Thanks for listening. Remember, cool heads prevail, and I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs Rundown.